Hello, everyone. Welcome to this month's TBRathon Weekend. I hope that your August has started well. For some of you, it's the second, but for a good amount of us, it's still the first. So I hope you had a good first day of the month. Summer is really passing us by, isn't it? It's kind of crazy. I see that a handful of people are already here. I saw that Lucas popped in and Danny, Glenda. Hello, friends. Ladu Momentous and Colleen, hello. I see that JoJo is here too. MB as well. Alex, hello. Sophia's here as well. Making homemade bread. That sounds wonderful while you're reading Japanese Gothic. Oh my goodness. I am hoping we are. This is 100% happening. Let me backtrack. Can you tell? I do not typically have sprints this late, and so we're going to see how my thoughts collect themselves. But the library, my YouTube members, we are going to be reading Japanese Gothic next month in September, and I'm very excited about it. I also see that Laura is here, and then we also have Brianna. Hello, Brianna, and you're reading Mysterious Affair at Styles. I love to see it. I hope you're enjoying it. Hi, Julie. You're rereading This Kingdom Will Not Kill Me. That is so funny that you say that, because I know that Mara over at Books Like Whoa, she, a couple months ago, when she was doing a wrap-up, had mentioned that she received an ARC of that book, and then when the publisher sent her a physical copy, she reread it too. So you're the second person who has elected to reread that book within the year. And obviously it's a new release, so I find that very interesting. Hello, Pete. I see that Nellie is here, and you're reading Fabulous Bodies. I am on hold for that. Currently, I think it's in processing before my library actually allows people to borrow it. But I'm on the wait list, and I'm very excited for it because we're a bit delayed in getting it. I hope you're having a great time. I see that Emily's here reading the same book as Julie. Very interesting. Hello, Tamika. Hello, Luisina. You're going to be playing DDV. Very nice. I was going to say Dance Dance Revolution, but that doesn't make sense. What is DDV? DDV. Disney Dreamlight Valley. I got it. I'm proud of myself. I did, in fact, get it in the end, but I'm sure people are already commenting to inform me what it is. Unless I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I got it. I see that Isona's here. Hello. And then, Remarkably Bright Creatures for Luisina as well. You're going to switch to that. That sounds good. Hello, Lynn. I hope you're enjoying your book. And then I see Roxy too. Hello, Roxy. Let me see. We've got Rain. We've got Carpe Diem. Demon. I say that every time. Every time your handle comes up, I say Carpe Diem, which is obviously what you're doing a play on, but it's so funny how our brains immediately fill in. But I hope you're having a good day. Fig is here too. Hello, Fig. Reading Oathbound. Awesome. I see that Ben is here debating whether to read a nonfiction, write a scene for your sitcom. I mean, that sounds fun. Or play a few rounds of Mario. Very different. I guess you just have to ask your brain what is going to be the most productive. If writing a scene is what'll, bring you joy tonight, do that. But if you kind of need a break and you're going to play some Mario, that sounds good. Nonfiction, depending on if you want to be taught something from someone else. I guess it depends on the type of nonfiction as well. But yeah, let me know what you end up deciding. I see that Moore is here. Hello, Moore. You just finished Seeking Persephone. Now you have to choose what book to read next. Ooh, do you recommend Seeking Persephone? I think all of us are really leaning into like Greek and or Roman mythology. And I think part of it is just discussing, the Odyssey and its recent release and everything. So I feel like a lot of people are leaning into mythology across various cultures, but very interesting. I also see that Jay Lee is here. Hello. We also have, let me see. Sorry, the comments jumped, and so I always get a little bit startled. Elska, or is it Elska-B? Maybe I should just say Elska-B because that is your handle name. Between books right now, so you have to decide what to read next. What are the books that you're considering? I'd be very interested to see what you have at your disposal. And then Sophia says, OMG, I think I might know how to make bread. It doubled in size. That's a good sign. I've heard that that's a good sign. It rising, it kind of expanding the yeast. I have never made bread from scratch before, so I have no idea. But I've heard snippets of how it's done. But I wish you luck. Hello, Bronwyn. I hope you're having a good day. Hello, Bethany. After 9-hour extra day of work, you're ready to read and chat. Oh my goodness, yeah, you've earned reading and chatting and relaxing. I hope it wasn't too stressful of a day, but the fact that it was 9 hours extra, oh no, that probably wasn't expected. Even if it was, it's not a great time. And then, speaking of cozy games, Ben hasn't picked up Stardew Valley in a minute. Those darn Nintendo platformer faults. Yeah, you know what? I haven't gamed in a little while myself. I feel like I'm overdue for a little bit of a gaming session too. I see that we have Ninth House represented in the chat. I hope you're enjoying that book. Behind on Map of Stories. That's okay, Roxy. Honestly, me too. So don't worry. Right now, all you want to do is watch YouTube videos and true crime. And, sometimes you just got to lean into that. Unless you really do want to get to reading, then do it. But I have been a lot easier on myself as well this year in just saying, if I'm not in the mood to read, I'm not reading, and it's not the end of the world. But I also understand that sometimes you can get out of practice with any hobby, even reading. You've got to remind yourself how to pick up a book and make that a habitual thing. So maybe you're in that limbo. So if you want, we can kind of push you to read, but I also don't mind you just hanging out with us while you watch some true crime. Easy Cat has been reading Animorphs for the first time on his YouTube shorts. Made you want to reread the series. Holds up. Yeah, it's so funny. I distinctly remember when Gavin Reads It All did that. I'm pretty sure. And it was a very long video. And what's so funny is I hadn't read any of the Animorph books. I remember eyeing them as a child at my school library, and I always thought they were very cool, but I just didn't pick them up for some reason. And so I ended up just like basically watching him read the entire series with no context. And it was a great watch. He did it. It must have been a few years ago at this point, but that's really cool that Easy Cat's doing it too. And then Brianna is asking, is anyone reading There Will Come Soft Rain on Tuesday by Ray Bradbury? Ooh, yeah. See if you can chat with them in the comments about maybe if there's something that you're trying to connect with, or maybe pick up a buddy read. And then, hello, Skeleton Key. Just made it back from a pharmacy run. Sounds good. I'm glad you made it back in time. Hopefully it wasn't, too stressful with traffic or anything like that. Bronwyn is reading The Apparition Phase, filling in your reading journal. Very nice. You know what's so terrible, friends? I think that I've abandoned my reading journal this year. I've done one every single year for the past few years, and I just realized that for whatever reason I don't have the capacity. Speaking of, allowing yourself to binge watch things and maybe do other hobbies beyond reading, I just haven't really allocated the time. But maybe next year I can pick it back up. For whatever reason, 2026, it's not the year for reading journals for me, apparently. But I love to hear other people keeping up with theirs. I have an online spreadsheet that I've been diligent about. So it's very interesting how that has worked for me as far as tracking my reading, but the physical writing hasn't. Hello to Neil. I'm glad you made it. Hope you're having a good day. I keep wanting to say it's Friday, but it's Saturday as well. I don't know why that's messing me up. Probably because I work today, and it's messing with me. So Crystal's here too. Just finished up Free Girls. Now to review, log it before you're picking up a new book. Awesome. Elska. Okay, Elska's fine. Wonderful. Thank you. You might have to remind me. That's totally fine. Have too many options to read. That's the problem. I've been there. I'm currently reading too many books. However, I need the tough love and support from you all to finally pick up this book, The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. I keep telling myself that I'm going to read this, and you know what it is? I'm just not a chonky book person, and that's why I need the motivation. I need to actually pick it up, because once I'm reading the book, I'm perfectly fine. I think it's just the eyeing it and then starting on page 1 for some reason is really tough for me. And so I will be reading that, even though I've got a few other books I'm currently reading. It's fine. If I keep making excuses because my currently reading stack really never depletes that much, I'm never going to read this book. So I'm picking it up anyway. Hello, Molly. You just finished The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I always want to say The 7.5 Deaths. of Evelyn Hardcastle, which I'm sure we've talked about. Those titles are absolutely insane. And it's only and a half here in the US, or maybe North America in general. So I know it's a little bit silly because some of you are like, where did the half come from? Excited to start your next read. Awesome. I'm glad you're here with us. And then Tennille's reading Cushiel's Dart and The Antique Hunter's Guide to Murder. The second book that you mentioned, the latter title, I've been wondering about it. When it first came out, I didn't know, like, that series, because it is a series, I'm pretty sure, too. So I don't know if that's book 1 or book 2, but I've been meaning to try it, but I really, for some reason, I haven't really felt the motivation to do so. Alex has made bread with cream cheese once. It was good, kind of sweet. Would be terrified to do it without a recipe. Oh, yeah. I'm not someone who, I mean, I can like cook stuff up. I don't know if you guys can hear that. There's very loud motorcycles outside. But I've cooked before, like I've like thrown things together, obviously to feed myself. But whenever it comes to baking or an actual, like presentable dish, I need a recipe. I 100% need a recipe. So I'm with you on that one. I also see that Temmie is here. Hello, Temmie. But I did skip a few comments because, again, the comments jumped. Brittany, hello, Brittany. You're reading the Magic and Mystery Collection. You're still working on it. You only have a few stories to go, so I hope they end up ending really well. Let me know what you ended up thinking about the Heather Fawcett short story, because I want to see if you enjoy your first experience with her. And then Bethany's reading Golden Fool by Robin Hobb. I think this trilogy is your favorite of the realm of the Elderlings. Ooh, at least so far. Right, because there's always room for a new favorite to kind of come in the ranks depending on what's going on. Hello, Linny. We also, Roxy, love Gavin's Animorph videos. Yeah, for sure. I just found it really entertaining. I thought it was great. And then I see that Covers is here. Hello, Covers. And chatty friends. Angie. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad that you put in parentheses Angie, because I should have remembered that. You're working on Trust of the Emerald Sea. We're both reading Brando Sando, or Brandy Sandy, as some people call him. So that's fun. And then Rain Lion, hanging out at work for another couple hours, trying to think up a horror-themed name for the tuxedo stray kitten you acquired. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Tuxedo kittens, tuxedo cats in general, I love. We have a stray tuxedo cat and a calico that I am continuing to feed and take care of. And hopefully they're all nice and warm and cozy tonight and hanging out. But I wish I could keep them. One, they're not comfortable enough with me yet, and two, apartment living does not allow me, but I'm very jealous of you. If other people in the comments can help with that naming, I'm sure people would have a ball with that. And then Laura's going to start Monsters and Masquerade anthology for another readathon. Ooh, for Map of Stories, you're going to read Onyx Storm. Totally fine. But definitely, focus on that other readathon if you want, because that sounds great. That anthology sounds really interesting. And then Catherine's working on fitting your graphic novels on a smaller shelf. Ooh, shelf organization. I love that. That sounds like a great activity for Saturday, Sunday, a weekend event. That sounds lovely. I wish you best of luck. I see that you said it's not working right now, but just keep, finagling, and I'm sure it'll work out. Was looking for my journal setup this year. You know what? I did set up my journal, but I didn't think it was that interesting enough, or that, I don't know. I didn't think it was worth sharing. So maybe I should have shared it, because I did enjoy it. But I'm glad I took a break. I started doing it, and then I fell off in the spring, and I realized it's okay. I don't need a full journal this year. And then That Is So Real, like 4 books behind in your reading journal, should really just print out the book covers so you can, so kind of have to catch up. Right. And that's where I've also been. Last year, I did a lot of catch up, and that was not fun for me. And so I feel like that's also been the problem, is I've slowly stopped dedicating time, like every day or every week. And so then it felt like at the end of every month, I was catching up on everything. And that works perfectly fine for some people. For me, I was doing it until I couldn't even do that. And so I'm like, oh, that's not going to work out, but that's okay. I see that Clarissa's here. Hello. I hope you're having a great day. Did I miss anyone else? Tough Angel. Hello, Tough Angel. Thanks for joining us. And just because I see that we only have like 30 seconds left, I want to make sure I'm saying hello to some new people. Oh, you You gave the Heather Fawcett 3 stars. Like the style, don't think the story worked in a short story form. Ooh, very interesting. Obviously this year, Heather Fawcett, her newest book didn't work for me, but I still loved the Emily Wilde series. So there is that. But yeah, food for thought as far as whether or not she can write a short story like form for you as far as your appreciation of it or not. So very interesting. And then let me see. I think I caught everybody's hellos. Azur, I don't know if I said hello to you. Hello. I can follow the heck out of a recipe. Cannot improvise. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I can read directions. I was one of those students. I was happy to read all the directions and make sure that everything was exactly what it needed to be. And I will carry that over with any recipe that is provided to me for sure. I am definitely there too. I see that Stacy just joined. Hello, Stacy. Oh, a cute name for a cat. I missed it. Oh, shoot. Let me see here. I might have to go back up. Halloween clearance is Halloween clearance is a beautiful name. Who suggested that? Oh, Carpe Demon said someone recently brought a black cat into the vet clinic called Halloween Clearance. They found him by a dumpster on November 1st. Oh my gosh. And you know what? I bet that cat is so well taken care of and loved to bits. That's just how the kind of cat distribution situation goes. But that's so cute. Okay. That's hilarious. Sophia says I was not one of those students. Oh, I was. I was one who I was like, tell me everything you need me to do and I will do it. If anything is vague, suddenly I can't do anything. It was a time. I also see that Lucas is here. Hello, Lucas. You returned from dinner. Awesome. Okay. On that note, friends, I definitely need to send us off on a sprint. Also, hello, and Garamond. I saw that you popped in, but I didn't end up saying hello to you just yet. Oh, and Coco's here. Hello, Coco. Oh my, okay, this is lovely. And Beth. Hello, Beth. Okay, love. Oh my gosh, I love that. We're just getting all the hellos in before I send you guys off because I always feel badly when we start a sprint and I miss people. Thanks everybody for joining me tonight. I know it's quite late for me, and so I didn't know how this time would work for everybody, but it seems like we're all ready to hang out and celebrate TBRathon, celebrate the start of August. Wish me luck because this will be my first attempt at this book, and hopefully I enjoy it. Okay, we're going to go for 45s, by the way. My thought was that we would go for 3 sprints tonight, 45 each, allowing for just over 3 hours of sprints because then we've got the session tomorrow. If that's okay with everybody, then I'll see you all when we return. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. How was that sprint for you? I know that we had quite a few people join, saying hello in the comments. People were giving some good cat suggestions because there was a stray cat found, a tuxedo cat, and we were asking if people could provide some suggestions. And people were updating some stuff. I saw that I think it was Susie who's also reading The Way of Kings. I literally just started. I just started it. And I'm intrigued. I didn't get very far, only because I'm needing to take my time with this, new world. I don't have a cat. It's not me, Sophia. It's not me. Sorry, not to get everyone's hopes up. I wish you all know. Some of you probably, maybe not everyone, but I love cats so much. I wish I had cats, but I don't. I know. What whiplash. You're probably like, you're playing with my heartstrings. So sorry about that. But yeah, I didn't get very far just because I'm trying to like process the world. And I'm still I read the prelude and I'm technically in the prologue. So I haven't even started like the first chapter yet, but I'm interested. It's very different from Trust of the Emerald Sea as far as tone, the way it's being written, the way the story is being told, which I did know going in. I just didn't really know what it actually would sound like, which I'm appreciating because Trust of the Emerald Sea was too much like and I say this knowing that it's like reimagined, inspired by The Princess Bride. That book didn't work for me either. So anyway, this is making me excited. Okay, let me see what everyone else has been up to. So there are, some updates about how you all did for reading. Understandably, Luisina says, too tired, off to dinner soon. Sounds good, no worries. Working on Chain Gang All Stars for Danny. Awesome. Coco made it to 93%. Pete, reading a little in Lore Olympus Volume 10. That's a series that I need to reread and catch up. It's been way too long. And I probably don't need to reread. I remember quite a bit of it, but I would just like to because I remember really enjoying it. Fig only read 14 pages only. I think you read more than me though, technically. I don't think I read that many. It says I'm on page 24, but I think we started on like page 17. So I really didn't read very much. But I had to reread some things just because I think that it's that time of night where I need to take my time. And then Catherine, hello. You read 55 pages of Famous Anonymous. Oh my gosh, a middle grade book described as Hannah Montana for the TikTok generation. What a tagline. That sounds so fun. Bethany got the kids ready for bed, handed off to your husband. Awesome. They've been bathed, all their injuries tended. Oh, good. Oh, the long list of injuries. I'm glad. And now you're ready to read. Alex read about 10%. You got to 63%. That's awesome. Stacy still working your way through the Iron Garden Sutra. Up to 43%. We're going to have to chat when you finish. Like, take your time. For those who don't know, this was our buddy read. Friends. The language isn't coming to me. So this was our book club read for last month, July, for YouTube members. And I'll be interested to see what you think, Stacy. Once you get to like the dangerous flora, I feel like you've gotten to it at that point. I really enjoyed. That was my favorite part of the book. Because it was, kind of intense. And I love a story with dangerous flora. And then Julie got distracted by the women's baseball first game. So only read one chapter, but you had fun watching the game. I think that that's a reasonable explanation for why I didn't read. Nicole, hello. Ate some chicken noodle soup. Oh, because you're sick. I'm so sorry. I hope you feel better. And you're reading Project Hail Mary. And then Beth, your last black cat was magic. The silver tabby before that was mithril. I don't know mithril. That's a reference I'm not familiar with. I'm going to have to look it up if someone doesn't mention it in the comments of what that is, but very cool. And then Playwright, hello. Glad you could join us. Jamie made it to page 501 of 559 in The Secret History. How are you feeling? You're close to the end. I know that we had some extensive talks about it in private sprints, but I'd be interested to see how you feel now. And then Sophia, yes, please, by the way, I saw Sophia said that you were going to share a picture in the Discord. I'd love to see it in the TBRathon Discord to see how the bread turns out. And then Nelly read 16%. Awesome. Ben did none of the things that you mentioned, and that's okay. Started a file in Harvest Moon 64. All right. I say that I game, but I did not know what Harvest Moon as a game was. But I've been planning TBR Harvest for those of you who are excited about, the autumnal readathon that I host, an extension of TBRathon. And Harvest Moon was something I was like looking up as far as, it being a term. And then the video game kept popping up and I was like, oh my gosh, okay, this is a thing. It was just happening today, which is funny that you mention it, Ben. And then Alex had a dark gray Maine Coon named Shadow. She definitely fit that name. But, I always think of Shadow from Homeward Bound. That's a lovely name for like a dark cat, dark gray, even like brown, black. I feel like that sounds like honestly, it sounds like a cute name for any pet, to be honest. And then Colleen made it to page 188. Awesome. And then is The Way of Kings kind of written like the eye of the world? I have no idea, Sophia. I know not enough about this to say that. Bethany says, "Oh, the prelude in Way of Kings is something I think I went back to over and over as we learn things through the book." Yes, because I think the prelude packs a bunch of terms, creatures, like lore about the Vorin saints. Is that what they are? The Vorin heralds, I think they're called. Yes, the 10 heralds in ancient Vorin theology. See, I'm gaining stuff about the world. And I was like, okay, this is very interesting. I think it's going to be something I have to refer back to for sure. What's so funny is I was like, okay, so this is the first book in the Stormlight Archives, which is part of the Cosmere, but it's not the first book in the Cosmere, right? I'm going to have to look into that more just so I have a bit more of an understanding of what's going on chronologically. And then where were we? I lost the comments, lost the plot. Lady Momentous got to 78%. Coco you just bought the first Lore Olympus, have been dying to read it. I really like the art style. I think it's just kind of accessible and really nice on the eyes. And like the character work, I think like the mannerisms. The author does a really good job. The illustrator does a really good job of creating like facial expressions and kind of that dynamic, and handle some really serious topics in a digestible way that I think will be really important for people. So I appreciate the series from what I've read about it. And someone who doesn't really, speaking again of like, Greek mythology of like gods, I'm not someone who really gravitates towards that, but I found this to be approachable as someone who doesn't know very much beyond this or that kind of knowledge about what the gods are. So yeah, Azure, 30 pages, 60 total in the book now. Awesome. By the end of Sprints, you will be pretty well into the mystery. That's great. Pete, you think it's ending this year as well? Oh, with volume 11. Okay. I wasn't aware. That's good to know if that's the case. Catherine just ordered volume 10 of Lore Olympus. Oh my gosh. I love that we're all kind of just talking about it. And then Emily got to 375, poured yourself a glass of strawberry rhubarb sangria. That sounds wonderful. Very summery. Like that sounds wonderful. What a great way to celebrate Saturday. Iserla, hello. Spent most of the sprint figuring out which prompts that you still need for a map of stories. That could also count for buzzword. Yes, and Herkit 3.0. Oh yeah, for sure. You do all of the readathons, and it'd be great if you could get like one book. Children of Blood and Bone. That's awesome that it works for a bunch of stuff. And then Rachel, hello, good morning. Ha ha ha. I knew that some people, it was going to be Sunday for them. Just arrived, but coffee first. Wonderful. And then A Language of Dragons. Ooh, whenever there's a book that has language in the title, I want to read it. There's a newer title. I'd be interested if anyone's read this. Is it called A Language of Liars or The Language of Liars? It's quite short. It's like a little novella. It looks right up my alley, but I haven't made like any moves to actually read it. I keep seeing it at the library. Every time I have a shift, I see it on our new shelf and I think one day I will temporarily bring you home, but I still haven't done it. And then we've got Clarissa got to page 132 in Twilight. Angie, hello. Love these later sprints. Oh, I'm glad you're on the West Coast, so these are not too late for me. Yeah, I was kind of switching things up, thinking, well, I haven't done a late sprint session in quite some time, and so I thought, well, let's do it tonight, and then we can always switch things up again some other time. The audiobooks for The Way of Kings is really good. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I have access to the audiobook. I've just been physically reading, but I can see myself wanting to. You know what the problem is? I'm pretty sure it's Kate Redding who is the audiobook narrator of The Way of Kings. Someone can fact check me on that. And I'm currently reading another book that's an audio that she is also voice narrating. The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter. And I was thinking, this will not I can't listen to two audiobooks with the same voice narrator. I think that might be too much for me. I see Lady Momentous asked, when will tomorrow's sprints be? So those are going to be, so for Sunday, my Sunday, they're going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern time. If you go to the Discord, it will have the time zone adapted for you. I haven't scheduled them yet, and I probably won't technically schedule them until tomorrow. But let me see. It was 8 p.m. when they started today. So what is that? 24 minus 6. It's 18 hours after this one started. I'm pretty sure I did that right. Yeah. Once again, someone can double check for me. But I'm pretty sure I got that right. Okay, so Bethany has confirmed. It's Kate Redding, and so is Ash. Okay, a few people are confirming for me. Kate Redding and her husband both narrate them. Okay, so maybe that actually would have allowed me to do a bit of both, but because she's narrating for The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter, obviously they're very different books, but I think I'm just going to keep them separate. Maybe once I finish The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter, I can start reading and immersively read The Way of Kings with the physical book. But for now, I'm okay with just reading the physical one. So yeah, okay. That's what I thought. Oh my gosh, Robin, it's the middle of the night, 3:15 a.m. Well, thank you for popping in. Are you having insomnia, or did you just happen to wake up? Dare I ask, did you have to wake up? I know some people have to wake up that early to get ready for work and stuff. But I imagine you just happen to be awake. But yeah, glad to have you here. If you want the company, maybe my voice can, lull you to sleep. I can do some calm, slow talking, and then you can just kind of drift back to bed. Let me know if you're interested in that. And then Pete, you think the audio for Way of Kings is too near? Okay, so yeah, it's a married couple. That's very cool too. Very interesting that they do voice narrating together. Very interesting. And then, can make those sprints. Okay, wonderful. Meg, hello. Glad you're doing evening sprints for this round. Okay, wonderful. I'm really glad that a few people are, happy that this is the case and it allowed you to join. Because again, wasn't sure how this would work out, and I wasn't sure if I would be human enough the later it gets, but I think we're handling it pretty well. And then Jen, ready to start dinner, get back to reading. Wonderful. You've started Reginald Hill's Recalled to Life. Oh no, I just said I was doing so well, and then oh my gosh, it was like a skipped record. Reginald Hill. That I will say, I mean, I tripped way too early on that. But if you look at all those, there's a lot of R, L's, and R and L. The in the mouth, those sounds are very close in how you form them. So anyway, I'm making excuses. Again, it didn't, I tripped up way too early for that to even be a problem. But anywho, hello, Servasha. Oh, Servasha, by the way, I am reading The Way of Kings. So I'm going to have to let you know what I think about it as I make progress because, you're done with it, I'm sure now. Calculation is right. Okay, good. The calculation is right for Julie based on the Discord event. Thank you. Oh my gosh, because I was like, we're really asking me to do some small math, but math nonetheless. Um, Bethany thinks that Kate Redding does a great job giving characters their own voice. Oh, that's good. Might be okay anyway, but you know yourself best for sure. And like I said, once I'm done with the audiobook I'm listening to, maybe I can jump in and do another while immersively reading, because that would probably be a wonderful experience. And then Ash agree that her narration is very similar from book to book because her voice is so distinctive. Yeah, I feel as though I would notice right away. So immersion reading, visual only would be a good call to get all the world building set up. Okay, that's good. And on top of that, because the other book that I'm listening to, I'm reading it for not reading for content for August's book club. And so I'm going to definitely need to make sure I'm like aware of what's happening and talking about it. So that's why I definitely need to make sure these two books remain separate. I see Pirates here. Hello, Pirate. Definitely needed some evening sprints. Well, I'm happy to provide. And also on that note, friends, I just noticed that the timer went off. So we're definitely going to have to jump into a sprint. But also, I see the question of can you get a link for your Discord? Oh, yes. So I'll send what I'm going to have you do. I know it's like extra steps, but if you could go to the TBRathon announcement video, I have updated it. It's a new link. We just had like us, and this is nothing to worry about, friends, I promise. We had like a single bot come in. It was a very mild, just kind of posted little things. And so as soon as I removed it, I then turned off the invite link for a bit just to kind of like give us a breather. And now there's a new one. So I'm just going to have you go a couple steps because I know that it's not the smartest or safest thing to share a Discord link in sprints. So yeah, if you're okay with doing that, feel free, and then you can join the fun over at the Discord. Yeah. Oh yeah, excited that you're getting into the Cosmere. Yeah, me too. I mean, again, no promises. It's early days. I would love to be a part of the fandom and enjoy it, especially because I've got so many friends who really love it, and obviously so many of you love it. So it'd be great to join that community. But we're just gonna have to see what happens. But so far, I'm very intrigued. I'm liking the narrative voice, appreciating the way the story is being laid out to us at the moment. Yeah, currently there's an assassination attempt happening potentially is where I've started, and I'm like, what is all of this about? What was going on? So yeah, we're gonna have to see what happens. Yes, yeah, Tress is technically a part of the Cosmere. It's like a standalone. So yeah, so this is technically my second read within that world, but it's my first of the Stormlight Archive, unless I don't think Tress is a part of the Stormlight Archive, but this is definitely my second of the Cosmere. And it's very different from Tress, I think, which I'm glad, because again, not that there is anything inherently wrong with Tress, it just didn't work for me. But yeah, and then think Tress hits different once you're more familiar with the Cosmere. That's true. I think that for me, the issue was, now that I've read The Princess Bride, I was like, oh, I'm just not a fan of I love the movie, but I was like, I wasn't a fan of the book. And I've tried another retelling, Kill the Farm Boy, and that didn't work for me either. And so I'm wondering if that's all of what's coming together. Is that like, okay, Princess Bride, Kill the Farm Boy, Trust of the Emerald Sea, what did they all have in common? That type of writing and humor style that wasn't really something that I liked, but who knows? Maybe I would have a new appreciation for it once I know more about the Cosmere. So yeah, time will tell, my friends. Time will tell. Let me throw us into our second sprint of the night, and I'll see you all when we return. Hello, welcome or welcome back. I know that we had some people join, some people went off to sleep, which I totally understand, depending on what time zone you're in, depending on how long your day was. And yes, Jess caught me in a yawn. Must be time to end for the night. No, you know what? I'm determined. We're going to go for one more sprint. I promise you, we're going to go for one more. And then, yeah, we're going to have to pack me off to bed because it's definitely getting late. I want to make a good chunk. And by chunk, what is it? 1% of this book. Not very much, but that's okay. Let's see. Lucas got to page 82 in Legends and Lattes. What are you thinking of it? Bethany, one chapter in Golden Fool, complete, wonderful. And then Clarissa read about 20 pages. Coco finished Kiki and the New Magic. Is that like Kiki's delivery service or is that a different Kiki? I see Pam is here. Hello. Only got 2 minutes of that sprint, but you're here. You're here. Don't worry. We've got another sprint to go. So that's actually, I'm glad that I was able to share that. Jess, oh, good. Missed the whole thing because you were out goofing off. We got to goof off sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, totally understand. No worries. Honestly, Jess, whenever your name pops up, I'm always like, she has finished Sublimation, and I still haven't gotten back to that book, but I promise you I will. Like, I'm determined. Jamie made progress, only 35 pages left. Colleen wound up reading nothing. Yeah, off to bed. Understandable. I hope you have a lovely sleep. Sweet dreams. Julie got ready for bed too. Probably heading off. Please do. No one needs to stay, especially if, you need to go to bed. I get it. Coco, I think you're going to start the Infirmary for Dragon Burns and Midair Mishaps. What a title. That is a mouthful, but it sounds really fun. Laura hasn't read much, and that's okay. I haven't either, friends. Just so you guys, just to confirm, I'm on page 32. What did I say last time? Like 24? I mean, they are, like the print is quite small, and this is like a tall book, but it's slow going for me as well. Okay, you're enjoying Legends and Lattes. Awesome, Lucas. That was a very easy acronym for me to catch, by the way. Nicole made it to page 55 of Project Hail Mary. You're liking it so far. Catherine, another 55 pages. I love how those two comments came in right after each other, 55 and 55. Famous Anonymous, definitely great for 8 to 12-year-olds because you were saying it's middle grade. Wonderful. Bethany, got to read those chunky books, 1 page at a time. Exactly. Not looking. Yeah, I'm not even looking. Not even paying attention to how many pages I have to go because it's a lot. There's no point. Carpe Demon, finished another Animorphs book. Fig, read 12 pages, deciding what to eat for dinner. And then we've got Tough Angel who joined too. Witches of Brooklyn, 2 chapters of Logline Shortcuts. Yes, Coco says it's a sequel to Kiki's Delivery Service that comes out at the end of the month. Oh my gosh. Oh, very fun. Yeah, reading an arc for it. That's great. And then Azure, page 98. The mystery is heating up. Very nice. One last sprint is just right for bedtime for you. Okay, wonderful. Yeah, I was like, hey, we're going to be live for about 3 hours. And then I think that'll be good. And then we can be live for like another 3 hours tomorrow was probably my plan. Servasha started planning a short fall vacation. Ooh, what are you thinking? Is it like by short, is it a weekend? So that means you're not going too far. Yeah, I'm interested to hear. Is it going to be like a weekend vacation? Because those are kind of nice, little bite-sized vacations. Sophia's shopping for books. Don't know which place to trust more, Pango Books or Book Outlet. That's tough. I tend to, if I'm like online shopping for secondhand books, I find myself just gravitating towards Pango Books, but I also sell books on Pango, and so I have the funds that are typically from books I've sold, but I haven't bought from Pango in quite some time. I've just been allowing the money to kind of go into a bank account, and it's not like I'm rolling in the dough, so it's not much anyway. So I don't know. Yeah, it's tough though to be sure. You can get some great deals on Pango Books though, because it's readers selling to readers. There is the middleman that is Pango Books, but still, I do like it. And then Ben wrote 2 pages, sold 4 days worth of Harvest Moon crops. Wonderful. And then very productive sprint for Tough Angel. Awesome. Oh my gosh. Bastet, 53 pages into The Dead Cattail Assassins. What do you think? Are you liking it? I hope you are. That I just kind of went into that book so blindly. I knew it was popular, so I wasn't blind to that, but I didn't know what it was about. And I had such a good time. I still very much say that the credit to me reading it is thanks to Bree from Lock Booktition with her July Noir and Black Halloween as well. So definitely check her out if you all haven't, because every time I do an event that she hosts, I end up having like a great time, and I've read really great books every single time. And then we have Michael. Hello, Michael. I saw you, by the way, the last when you joined during sprints. Narrowed your choices to Foundation and Clara and the Sun. Oh, that's right, because you're reading like red books for your readathon. It's all coming back to me. Leaning Foundation only because Clara doesn't seem to have chapters. Yeah, I've read Clara and the Sun. I read a couple books by Katsuo Ishiguro, and the other one was Never Let Me Go. And I think that it's an excellent author for those who want to test the waters of science fiction. I would say it's like soft sci-fi, only in that it's very accessible, digestible. It's not like a hardcore space opera or science fiction that's like 600 pages and you're just trying to figure out what the technology means. So I do typically highlight and recommend that author to people. I'm not as much of a fan. I feel like I've never been as moved compared to other people, even though the concepts are really interesting. I do think I like Never Let Me Go more than Clara and the Sun, but I didn't dislike either one. I have to also make sure that that's clear. I recommend those books to people. I think will love them as well. They just didn't become new favorites, is what I should say. And then let's see here. Sun Off Fire, 62 pages into ninth house. Nellie made it to 32% mark. Great. 3 people from Jess's In Real Life Book Club read Sublimation this month after you talked about it. Yes, you've made at least 4 people. Isn't that insane? I'm like, and I can't shut up about it. I went to a wedding about a month or so ago, and when I was there, I recommended it to a bunch of people, and they, were like adding it to their like phone notes or writing it down. And I'm like, I am recommending this book with my full chest. And I think I was like 15% through it. I need to get back to it. And I'm really, really excited about it. But it's so funny how I feel like I'm the author's biggest fan, having not read anything, I haven't finished anything by her. So anyway, I will take the credit, even though Jess, you very much need to take the credit yourself, because at least you finished the book. So yeah, I'm being motivated to get back to it thanks to you. So in the end, me finishing it will be thanks to you. So does that mean all of this is thanks to you? I don't know. We're getting in the weeds, but MB ended up getting 14% of The Adventures of Amina El-Sarafi. Speaking of larger fantasy, I told myself I was going to read this sometime in the near future. I did put it on my Our Fantasy Bingo board. We'll just have to see what happens. Glenda, good night. I hope. Oh yes, you're saying good night to everyone else who is heading off. That's so sweet of you. Yes, we're all sending everyone happy dreams, and going to bed quickly. Hopefully too. No one hopefully will be staying up longer than they want to. And then Jen, dinner's cooking. Baked potato. Oh, that sounds wonderful. Green beans. All of that sounds delicious. Michael, going to work on your buddy read with Tennille. Wonderful. Blissfully abandoned out buddy read. Oh yeah, that's right. You blissfully abandoned your buddy read of that fantasy series. Now reading Pride and Prejudice together. That's so fun. Oh my gosh. And switching things up. I'll be very interested to hear how you both feel about it. And I'm imagining it's a new to you book for both of you, unless it's a reread for you, Michael. But I think that it's new for both of you. And then playwright went from 27% to 38. That's great. 68% in The Affair at Styles. Brianna, yes. Okay, don't think I have predicted who it was yet, though. Ha 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 ha. So I'm trying to think. I think I predicted who, but I didn't. There was no way of predicting how necessarily. Um, because of the way it was done, as far as like some of the very intricate details. But I'm pretty sure I had an inkling of who, unless I think she did baffle me a bit. I can't remember. It's been a while, but that's one of my favorite for nostalgic reasons of Agatha Christie. So I hope you end up having a great time, whether you predict who the killer is or not. And then Srivasha, maybe 4 days, thinking of taking the family to Dollywood. That sounds fun. Yeah, 4 days, that sounds like a great trip. Not too much, not too little, so it doesn't, like, disrupt your life too much. Seems like tons of fall activities. Oh, yeah, and you think Arya would enjoy it. I think so too. Like, I feel like that would be really fun, but I don't know. I've never been, so I can't really speak from any experience. Clarissa normally uses Pango more often than buying secondhand or going to Goodwill. Oh, yeah, that's also an option for sure. And I see a few other secondhand book sites being referenced, which is great. Yeah, share all the knowledge for gathering books on a budget, because that is definitely helpful. And then where else are we? Oh, yeah, going to local bookstores will have, hopefully often have like secondhand, unless it's a completely only new books local store, but usually they'll have secondhand stuff too. And then Sophia might do book outlet. Okay. Classics from Macmillan for $5. Hard to beat. And then Raven got to 16% of Thornhedge. Very nice. And then, okay, so there's normally a good seller. Honestly, just think to stock up on some books because you've only got one bookshelf. Oh yeah, so you're just stocking up. You're like, might as well. I've got the space. I mean, I support that. And then Carpe Demon's husband made beef stir fry for dinner, eating. Then you need a new book. You're fueling your body, right? Like you're gonna have that delicious meal, and then you'll be ready to read more. Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi is also on Lucas's TBR. It was a read for a book club that you haven't read yet, but definitely still want to. Yeah, I feel as though I was always attracted to the book, especially with it being like an older protagonist. I don't mind boat books, even though I know some people aren't as big of a fan. Shout out to Brittany Loves Reading if she's still in the comments. So yeah, I've been meaning to try the series. I started with that author, with City of Brass, which was okay. So I think that unfortunately has made me hesitate, even though I know for a fact I will eventually read Amina El-Sarafi. I just need to like actually get, again, a large book, need to dedicate myself. That's what we got to do. Maybe that's what I need to do moving forward. Whenever I have like public sprints, you all can just like force me to read a large book, at least start a large book. That would be very funny if that ends up becoming a trend. And then Danny has used Book Outlet of Time. Oh yeah, you've used it too. They're good. Okay. Michael always wanted to read it. So far, loving it. For Pride and Prejudice. That's awesome. I will say that in there's like a handful of suggestions for this, but in November, YouTube members, we're reading for the romance genre, dare I say, because I'm determined. We're reading all genres, my favorites, and those out of my comfort zone. We're just going to do a mix. And so we're reading romance in November. And it's probably 99% chance that in the voting poll from your guys' suggestions, we're going to throw in a Jane Austen. I'm leaning towards Persuasion because a couple people have mentioned Persuasion. We'll just have to see what other people suggest so we can have a nice variety in the voting poll and figuring out what we're going to do. So you guys might have more Jane Austen in your future. I don't know. It also might lose to something else. And then Lady Momentous, use the library. Yeah, NKU. Yeah, I'm very much a library person. I do obviously buy books. I like to support my local independent bookstores. And I also like to take advantage of Libro FM as I get more and more into like the concept of owning audiobooks. But yeah, the library, you can't go wrong. And actually, speaking of, I just got a book from Interlibrary Loan, meaning that I got it from somewhere else, far off across the state of Pennsylvania. Mother thing, because I reminded myself that I do want to get a bingo by the time October comes around for Wicked reading. For her Sarah's the her bingo card, and so I'm like, got to get to that. So I'm determined. And Mother Thing is in one of the lines that I'm the closest to getting a bingo in. So we're going to see if I like it. But I had to request it because my library system didn't own a physical copy of it. Just saw the Spider-Man movie. It was amazing. That's great to hear, Valentine. I've been seeing a lot of buzz about it, but I haven't seen it myself. And then speaking of fall, so excited for TBR Harvest. Me too, Rachel. Have you decided when it will start? Oh, see, this is tough. More often than not, it starts October 1st. It just goes for the month. But I have been in the works of announcing it slightly early. So if people want to, they can just do it throughout the entire autumn season, in time for people who want to do it in September. The main events will be October. It's just a question of if I can get things together. So no promises, friends. And you always can just start whenever you want, because I just like people doing the event. So it doesn't really matter how much you all do, but that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about just providing the materials, and then people can do it in September if they want. But typically, it should start October 1st. We'll just see when the announcement video can be recorded and when I can actually get it to go live eventually. And then, ooh, Coco would love that. Persuasion's is one you haven't read. Yeah, I mean, that's the one. That's the next Jane Austen I want to read. Another one I wouldn't mind rereading any. Another one I haven't read is Mansfield Park. I think those are the two main ones that come to mind. So I'm slowly working my way through her canon. Brianna, you've just joined the members on YouTube. Yay! But how do you find the Discord? Great question. So you're going to have to connect to your YouTube, and just goes to anyone. So if anyone is interested in ever joining YouTube members, not mine, doesn't have to be mine, but if you want to support any of your creators, and they have a Discord, the one thing you have to make sure you do is connect your YouTube account to your Discord account. There's a great article for that Discord provides. And yeah, the number of times I've searched this, it came up immediately, because this article is what I send everyone to. I hope it helps. I'm gonna send it in the chat. So Brianna, feel free to check out that link. And if anything, you can always contact me privately, DM me over at Discord or something, and I can help you further. But it's a bit finicky. At least from what I can tell. Maybe others who have been able to join have had an easy time. But yeah, it's a little bit tough. But once you're in, and it's perfectly fine. Anyway, Garamond, fortunate that you have a great library system. That's wonderful. Yeah, but we got to support our libraries as much as we can. And yeah, shout their praises when we have a really strong one, because I'm sure that they appreciate hearing that. And then, yeah, but anyway, I'm getting distracted because we do need to go for another sprint. And in fact, Angel is asking a very good question. How long is the last sprint going to be? 45. We'll just go for another 45. And I love that Servasha is saying, welcome. Yes, welcome to the library. We have a great time here. We've got good discussions. And so it's really lovely. And then again, no one has to feel pressure to join. If you want to join that community and support me in that way, I would love it, but never feel stressed to do that, because I understand that finances are tight everywhere. So anyway, I'm getting distracted because it makes me uncomfortable to ask people to give me money. So anywho, let me send us into a sprint. I also see that Danny's here. Danny Dabbles. Hello, friend. I am reading one of your favorite authors, and I will definitely keep you up to date on how I feel about it. But okay, I will see you all in 45 minutes. If you don't stick around, please sleep well, have a good rest of your day, and maybe I'll see you in next session, which is on tomorrow. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. That was our last sprint. Just to remind those that this is just going to be our last chat as well. I see that Beth is 50 pages into The Man with No Shadow, and you're hooked. I hope you love it. It's so fun. Friends, if you're looking for a campy horror set at a campground, lots of humor, lots of creative monsters, you got to check it out. By Bonnie Quinn. It's a very fun series, and I'm so excited for the third book to come out in September. Michael landed on Foundation. Want a little more hard science based on your experience? Yeah, sure. Yeah. I think, yeah, Claire in the Sun, it's, very thought provoking, but I would say it's on the softer side of science. So good to know that you were in more of a hard science mood. We've got Angie, or Angela, I should say. I think it's Angie, actually. I'm sorry, Angie. I'm going back and forth. We'll blame it on the evening coming to a close. Went to dinner with your husband, got to page 147 of Trust of the Emerald Sea. Might have taken 2 sprints to do that. Sounds great. Skeleton Key got to 32%, and Eve by Kat Bohannon. I'm pleased that you were able to join sprints. And yeah, thanks for joining. Jamie, perfect timing. You finished your book. That's wonderful. Tennille read a bit, but then got too tired. So you switched to video. Sounds good. Lucas made it to page 134 in Legends and Lattes. Lady Momentous, 85%. You're hoping to finish tonight. That's great. Bethany, that whole sprint was exactly 1 chapter in your book. Well, honestly, I find that very satisfying. I love when I finish a chapter or a section right when we come back. That is great. Temmie, 92% into Die For Me. Yeah, you should finish before bed. Quite a few of you are thinking this book will be done by the time I go to bed, which is awesome. Coco read 26 pages. Carpe Demon started short romance, but then, bedtime for you. Yeah, I started getting ready for bed too. When I went off screen, I brushed my teeth. I got myself sorted, and so I'll be going to bed pretty soon as well. Bethany, enjoy Robin Hobb's writing, but the chapters are so long. Yeah, it's the way. I have a few authors where I feel that way too, where I'm like, oh, I love your writing, but I always have to like brace myself for the long chapters, mainly because I prefer finishing a chapter in one sitting. I mean, I'll put a book down when I need to, but yeah. Fig, that was a dinner sprint for you, watching some of my recent videos. Well, thank you. I hope you enjoy whichever videos you watch. And I hope that you've enjoyed dinner. Azur managed to get to page 150, really cruising now. That's great. I hope you have a great evening too, Michael. Thanks for being here. Angel read total of 82 pages, which helped finish Witches of Brooklyn and Logline Shortcuts. I saw your comment where you said, I finished 2 books. And yeah, very productive. That's awesome. Lucina had dinner. Now you're yawning, so probably at bed soon. I was yawning in the last chat, so I am with you, my friend. Seriously, it's time for bed. Page 72 of Ninth House. Very nice. You've made some great progress on that book. Playwright, 49%. Ooh, almost that halfway mark. You're basically halfway in your book. Brianna almost finished The Affair at Styles. You've got 30 pages left. Ooh, do you have any suspicions? Do you think you know who did it? And then also you joined the Discord. I'm so glad that like worked out pretty smoothly for you. So that's wonderful. And you should be able to see all like past chats and channels and stuff. So feel free to take your time as you get the lay of the land. And obviously once you finish Affair, you can join our past discussion, which will be in the archive section because we did already finish that book in our Agatha Christie completionist mission. Nicole took a little nap. Good for you. Managed to start page 56 right as the sprint ended. Oh my gosh, awesome. Yeah, I bet your body's feeling a bit more refreshed after the nap too. Elska, very productive. Awesome. Finished a romance novella, cleaned your bookshelf. Congratulations on another finished book. I feel like quite a few people finished books in these 3 hours we were here, so that's great. MB only got to 17% of Amina El Sarafi, but did tentatively set your August TBR. That's great. You know what? Various tasks were being accomplished. And now that you know what you're going to be reading for the month, at least, potentially that's probably one thing that's off your mind. Raven didn't read much, which is okay. Your brother called to catch up. I mean, that's wonderful. I think that social productivity also counts. Checking in with family, friends, that can be good for you as well. Leah, the first time you've been able to join in a while. Yay! Thanks for keeping me company. Of course. Thanks for keeping us company as well. I'm always so glad when it happens to work out for certain people's schedules, especially if in the past you've had to miss some of our sprints. It's nice that you were able to make this one. Thanks for being here, Raven. I saw your comment too. Jen, dinner was very good. I mean, I can imagine when you were listing off all the food you're eating, I'm like, oh, I'm jealous. And then you've been reading. The book is a Moira Redmond recommendation, an excellent one. Really enjoying this. Ooh. I wonder what's the recommendation? You'll have to let me know. Because yeah, that's quite interesting. Would it be, I know she's a big fan of Marjorie Allingham, but I don't know if that's what it probably is something else, I imagine. And then what else? Thanks for being here, Jamie. I see your comments as well. Beth is finishing up breakfast for dinner. Blueberries with Greek yogurt, granola, honey. Ooh, yeah. I mean, blueberries especially. I love blueberries. I feel as though it's kind of the unsung hero for me among the berries. It probably should be deemed my favorite because those are the ones I buy the most. Thanks for the evening sprints. Of course, Jen, thanks for being here. And Raven, drank a bottle of water. This is a great reminder. Have you been drinking water? However long you've been here. When was the last time that you took a sip of water? Maybe we should all do that. I'm going to mute myself so you don't hear me glug. Hydration, friends. We got to do it. And water is delicious in its own way. Lucas, so glad for this because you've been picking up books the last week, except in audio, and it managed to get you over the little hump. Yes, woohoo! You've not been picking. I don't know if I said that, but you hadn't been picking up books in the last week. So yeah, I'm glad. Actually, just finished your bubbly. Ooh, is it the sparkling water? Is that what you mean? Your bubbly? Oh my gosh, I not everyone likes seltzer or like sparkling water, but I do love it. I like the bubbles personally. And then Angel, I've been drinking ginger ale. I mean, also tasty. I love ginger tea. I'm not much of a soda drinker, but when I do drink soda, usually it is ginger ale, actually, now that I think about it. Laura finished the first story in the anthology. It was nice, but it took time though. Today you're not too much in reading mood. Totally fine. That happens. Even myself. I mean, I'm very proud of myself. I started the book. I'm intrigued. But like I didn't read very much. I'm only on page 40. And again, I think it's technically the book started on like page 17. But I am feeling very grounded in the world as far as like absorbing what I'm reading, which is exciting. And then Lucas, blackberry sparkling water. Now that sounds really nice. Yeah. Blackberries, I don't buy them very much. I don't eat them very often, but I do enjoy blackberry flavored things. But I think they're probably the least purchased berries that I think to buy for whatever reason. Bethany really loves sparkling water, prefer no flavors added. Yeah, I'll take it in any form. So I'm totally fine with it also being without flavor. Just give me bubbles and water and I'm happy. Yes. Cause what is it? Is it like, I think I remember, when I was living in Belgium and I think in the Netherlands too, they did this where it was like with gas or if it were without gas. I'm trying to remember, if that's how it was phrased or not. But yeah, I love sparkling water, but I get not everyone likes it. Blackberries are in such a small container. Yeah, a coworker of yours has blackberry bushes. Shared some a couple times, and they were amazing. Yeah, I've enjoyed like wild blackberries actually before too, and they're quite nice. So yeah, you're right though. It is a smaller container. I think that's why. And sometimes at the grocery store they're like humongous, and so I feel like you get only a dozen, and then that's the package you get. Found strawberry kiwi sparkling water that you go through like crazy. Now that sounds lovely too. Uh-oh, my camera. Is the internet telling me I really need to leave? Oh my gosh. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. Hold on. I promise I'm gonna try to reconnect. What in the world is going on? Let's see if it Oh no, my camera is really fighting me. Oh no. Are we okay? You can hear me, at least that's good. What the heck? That is crazy. Yeah. I think it is bedtime, friends. Goodness gracious. Oh my goodness. Yeah, thank you all for keeping me up to date in the chat, letting me know you could hear me, and then confirming when I'm back. I unplugged my camera and plugged it back in. You know, that classic tech recommendation, and it worked, but we don't want to push our luck. So I'm going to sign off now. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me, even in that mess of a last, couple minutes of craziness. We were going strong. I feel as though this was a nice, calm sprinting session where nothing happened, and then this had to happen. We pushed our luck. That's what happened. We pushed our luck. Yes, yes. Bedtime. Bow. We're all done. Wouldn't that be so funny if I couldn't get that on and I just had to like sign off with you not looking at me? Oh, that'd be too funny. Good night, everyone. I see all of the messages thanking me for sprints, telling me to have a good one. I hope you all have a good one. Have a good night's sleep. Have a good rest of your day. I will schedule sprints, hopefully, before I go to bed. So at least tomorrow or in a few hours, whenever you double check YouTube, if you want to join the next session, you'll be able to see and hit notify me and all of that stuff. But until next time, friends, I'll see you guys tomorrow. If not, some other time around the internet. Take care of yourselves. Bye.